Welcome to Phrasal Verb Practice. This is the place to learn real English, one phrasal verb at a time. My name is Marissa, and I'll walk you through this learning journey. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing great. Today we're diving into the phrasal verb drop off. So let's start by talking about how we actually use drop off in everyday English. This phrasal verb has a few common meanings, and the situation usually makes it clear which one we mean. First, we use drop off when we take someone or something to a place and leave them there. It's very common in daily life. For example, I'll drop off the kids at school. She dropped off the package this morning. Can you drop me off near the station? The idea here is simple. You take something or someone somewhere, and then you leave. Now, there's another meaning you hear all the time. We also use drop off to talk about falling asleep. When we say drop off here, we mean falling asleep naturally and easily. For example, I dropped off during the movie. He dropped off as soon as he lay down. She usually drops off very quickly at night. It feels gentle, not sudden, just drifting into sleep. There's one more common use of drop-off. We use drop-off when something decreases or becomes less over time. This can be numbers, activity, or intensity. For example, sales dropped off last month. Traffic drops off after midnight. Interest dropped off over time. So the shared idea behind drop off is movement away or down, leaving something, drifting into sleep, or slowly becoming less. Now, just to connect this idea to other languages, in Spanish it can be dejar, quedarse dormido, or disminuir. In French, déposer, s'endormir, or diminuer. In Portuguese, deixar, adormecer, or diminuir. In Italian, lasciare, addormentarsi, or diminuire. In German, absetzen, einschlafen, or nachlassen. In Japanese, okuri todokeru, nemuri ni ochiru, or heru. And in Chinese, songdao, shuizha, or jianshao. The meaning stays very close. So, when do people usually use drop off? People use drop off when they take someone or something somewhere, when they talk about falling asleep, and when they describe something decreasing. Let's hear a few examples together. I'll drop you off after work. She dropped off the documents earlier. I dropped off halfway through the movie. Customer interest dropped off this year. Traffic drops off late at night. Now let's talk a bit about how we use drop off in a sentence. Drop off can be separable or inseparable, depending on the meaning. When drop off means delivering or leaving something, it's separable. So both of these sound natural. Drop off the package. Drop the package off. With pronouns, the pronoun goes in the middle. Drop it off. Drop them off. When drop off means falling asleep or decreasing, it's inseparable. There's usually no object. We just say, he dropped off quickly. Sales dropped off suddenly. And the verb form stays the same. Present, past, or participle, it's always drop off. All right, now let's practice. First, you'll listen to a short text about everyday life. Then, you'll hear another one in a professional or office situation. Are you ready? Let's start. Most mornings follow the same rhythm, but yesterday felt like a mix of small moments tied together. I started the day by getting ready to drop off my niece at school. We talked in the car, and when I finally dropped her off at the gate, she waved like she always does. It's a quick moment, but it sets the tone for the day. After that, I remembered I needed to drop off a package at the post office. I almost forgot, but since I was already nearby, I decided to drop it off right away. It only took a few minutes, and it felt good to clear that off my list early. By the afternoon, things slowed down. I met a friend for coffee, and after talking for a while, she asked if I could drop her off and home on my way back. I was happy to help, and once I dropped her off, we stood by the car chatting a bit longer than planned. Later at home, I sat on the couch to rest for a moment. I turned on the TV, thinking I'd watch one episode, but I ended up dropping off halfway through. I didn't plan it. I was just tired, and my body did the rest. In the evening, my parents came by. They didn't stay long. They just wanted to drop off some food they had made. After they dropped it off, we talked at the door for a bit before they left. As the night went on, the noise in the neighborhood began to drop off. Fewer cars passed by, and everything felt quieter. I noticed my energy also starting to drop off, so I got ready for bed earlier than usual. When I finally lay down, I dropped off almost immediately. It felt easy, natural, and calm. Looking back, the day was full of simple things. People to drop off, things to drop off, moments when the world seemed to drop off into quiet. Nothing dramatic, just real life, moving gently from one moment to the next. Great, that was the first text. How many times did you hear the phrasal verb of the day? Now, let's move on to the second text. The day began with a full inbox and a tight schedule. Before heading into the office, I needed to drop off a set of signed documents at the front desk. It was a quick stop, but getting them there early helped the rest of the day run more smoothly. Once I arrived, a teammate asked if I could drop off some updated reports at the manager's office. I printed them, walked over, and dropped them off before the morning meeting started. Small tasks like that often make a big difference. During the meeting, our manager mentioned that client engagement had started to drop off over the past few weeks. No one panicked, but it was clear we needed to adjust our approach. We talked through ideas and agreed to follow up more consistently. Later in the morning, a colleague offered to drop off a sample product at a client's location after lunch. It saved time and avoided scheduling another delivery. By early afternoon, the client confirmed that the package had been dropped off successfully. After lunch, the office got quieter. Calls slowed down, emails became less frequent, and overall activity began to drop off. It was a good time to focus on deeper work without interruptions. I noticed my own energy starting to drop off a bit, so I grabbed a coffee and kept going. In the late afternoon, I finished reviewing a proposal and planned to drop it off with finance before leaving. When I dropped it off, we discussed one small change and cleared it immediately. As the day came to an end, foot traffic in the office started to drop off, and people packed up their desks. I sent one last email, then decided to drop off my laptop at IT for a quick check before heading home. By the time I left, the pace had clearly dropped off. It felt like a natural close to a productive day. In work, knowing when to drop off tasks, documents, or even momentum at the right time helps everything stay balanced and on track. Great, that was the second text, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for following this channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.